I'm on a meeting link. All right, let's start the meeting. Hi, everyone. Today, my name is Yasin, and today we are going to develop design. Actually, the last lesson, what we did was actually creating the web page from scratch, and we did a lot of concepts. Went through a lot of concepts before, like about what's web development language, and we have been learning a lot of things. But today, in this lesson, we're going to design our web page. Okay, so designing a web page is going to stay completely different than it's close related. And I think most of you might be knowing about what CSS is. So we'll be using CSS to design our web page. And that's kind of really simple for most of people to learn. And even if you're not like being a really good programmer though, it can be quite refresh for you to just get back some really good basics. Okay, so this lesson, we're going to create a really quick HTML web page. Let's say on a really simple topic, so we don't put a lot of attention to them. Okay, and the second thing is we're going to link CSS to it, and once the CSS is linked, we will start creating the web page. Cool. All right, now let's start coding. I might be closing my camera while I'll be sharing my screen so it doesn't distract you from the course content, and I'll try to keep everything simple and straightforward. So in case if you find like things are not going your way, or you might be seeing things are quite hard for you, you can go back to the previous live video, and from there you will be seeing what we did actually about how do you create the HTML page. Okay. No, so if you are with me from the last previous video, the one we had it for HTML, this is just going to be the CSS. The new thing that you're going to learn today is the CSS, not the HTML. And I won't be focusing a lot on the HTML elements and properties because we need to get our time utilized that way. Cool. All right. Let's just get started. I'm starting sharing my screen, and this will turn off my camera. Right, there we go. Okay, so we are here now. What are we going to do? The topic that we're going to create right now. Last time we did was on coronavirus. Today, uh, let's just make it something on distance learning. Okay, and we do get the things all from Google, some Google images or something. I'm just gonna, it's an example, so we don't have to be that professional for now. All right, now last time what we made the website was on the notepad, but the notepad is quite really hard for me, and it's just time consuming because to get the file sorted and open it up. So what I recommend, if you're even a new developer or even a professional one, for making some simple web pages for teaching or learning, you can use Notepad++. And that's just like a notepad on your computer, but this actually has kind of a good interface and help us to get our code done quite easier than doing on Notepad. Now, before starting with that, let's just start creating the HTML page. So I'm going to type these kind of code quite really quick so we don't waste our time. Our first code is HTML. Okay. Now I got the HTML, I got the head, I got the title, and the title is distance learning. Cool. We won't add a lot of contents because we're going to put most of our focus in getting the designing done. All right, so I'm going to open the body tag, and here, let's just say, okay, I'm going to close the body below, and I'm going to close the HTML below. All right, things are so far so good. We have done this in our last lesson. If you still find it quite complicated and be like, whoa, 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 where I'm going, you can still refer to the previous video, what we had it for the web creating web development for HTML. Okay, now here, I'm gonna simply have an h1 tag, and let's say learning, distance learning. Let's just keep it like distance, because this is kind of really trending right now to the kind of situation we are being. So distance learning, it's 2 will be by I'll, and I want to send this inside a kind of a header section. So we can make some divisions in web development, and I'm gonna make a division. You don't actually write division, you just simply write div, and after that you can give it an ID. Let's say header division with an ID header, and I'm gonna close this thing, come down, close the division. So we have this division thing inside an header. Cool. Now, the next thing is I'm going to open a section. Okay, in that section, I'm going to get one article. I'm going to open an article. Good. So I open a section, I open an article, I'm going to write distance learning. Let's just get some really cool, quick paragraph from Google, Wikipedia. So we don't waste our time. And still, again, saying one more time, we are just practicing and learning about how do you create our web pages. When you're working on your and you want to make it publicly official, what you will be doing is you need to get your own content. And if you are using someone else's work, try to add the reference and give them kind of thanks for their work. So but right now we are still learning. We have no intentions of making it published on Google, so we are not uh, doing anything that's kind of illegal. Everything is fine. I'm gonna be just using information to know about how can we develop web development pages. So distance learning, yes, I'm gonna say Wikipedia to know about more information about it, and distance education. Okay, so I got my topic here, and I'm gonna say it H3 because that's gonna be really kind of smaller than H1 and H2. And here it's gonna be distance education. Cool. This looks really good. Now, after that, I'm gonna open a field set just to tell that it's from Wikipedia. And inside the field set, there is a legend, and we're going to get the legend from here. I want to keep it just alike what we have it over here. So from Wikipedia, pull, this will be much better. Okay, from Wikipedia, okay. And the legend and the field set. Or we can send this thing inside the copy, paste it. Instead in legend, we will say source. Okay, so we get the source ready. Cool. Now I'll show you how this looks finally. Uh, so far so good. Now let's just add some contents. So I'm gonna open the paragraph over here. Okay, I'm just gonna pick this paragraph, send it out here, copy it from there, send it over here. Cool. We just got it copied. Yeah, you might be seeing it kind of like that. Okay, this looks much better. Good. So we might need to close this paragraph tag, and between this paragraph, some of the things might be a little bit darker usually. So distance education, I'm going to keep it bold. All right, or distance learning, I'm going to keep it bold as well. Good. Yeah, I just forgot the bracket over here. Good. Things are much better. Control S. Now, within that thing, let's just save this thing first on a desktop. I'm going to go to desktop and save it as distance, or let's just write index.html. All right, good. So once it's saved as index.html, we might see our web page over here. Now, once I click on this, no, not this one. It's still loading. Let me just open it, the other one. Yes, there we go. That's our web page. Cool. So we have our heading topic, and then this, and distance education, and we have a source in a field box as distance education and a paragraph about it. So far, so good. Now, still, let's just get some pictures and get it white. Good. And so being less with less information gonna make our website looks kind of a little bit dull. So I'm gonna have h3 again and say history and close this h3 tag and get the paragraph done. I'm gonna copy the whole thing from here. Go here, copy it, and I'll send that over here. I'll break some lines because computer don't understand your empty spaces. So we need to tell the computer that we are breaking some lines there. And I have broken few of the lines. Uh, let's open the paragraph here. I'm going to close the p tag over here. Okay, so if I save this thing and check my the final web page, we might be having history and distance education. Oh, things are much better now. Uh, I should have another h3 over here before that paragraph, just to say about. Okay, this things looks much better now. Now what the next thing is, that's quite bigger thing. We don't need to add all of that. Benefits, criticisms, now educational technology. Okay, let's just use this thing. So we come down neck again and say h3 and educational technology and h3, and let's add the paragraph now over here. Copy it from there, come back, paste it down here, and I will be sending it right below next to each other so we can actually see what it's looking like. Okay, that's good. Okay, it's going to be together. I'm going to send this line below. Good. All right, so let's just close the paragraph, and so we are good. Now, each of our paragraph, you're still going to give each of our paragraph some ID. Let me just come down and close the article and then close this section. Okay, and let's add some PIDs. So all of our P will have some ID. Like the first paragraph is going to have an ID 1. The second paragraph is going to have an ID 2. Usually we use this when we are dealing with JavaScript. But right now I'm just going to use it for showing some kind of CSS. And that's going to be 3 because that's our third paragraph. Pretty simple. Now, I think we are done. And yeah, let's get some images in between. Uh, img src equals the link of the image that you want. Usually we pick it from computer, but we are just practicing. We'll get it from online. And width, let us give all the width of 500. Yes, width 500, and the height, let's give it 600. Okay, to all our images. I'm gonna copy this and send it to one over here. Okay. No, not there actually. One over here before our main heading, and one over here, and one after that paragraph. Cool. So let's go to Google and come back, scroll back. We'll go to images. Let's search for some images. If we can see, if we can get stuff like GIF images, the graphical pictures, which usually gives a kind of an animated thing, we can get it from here. Let me just pick this one. Whoever they have just did it, let's take from tenor. Okay, that's a really good image for to be added. So if you have your own personal images, you can add there like this. Over here, I added one GIF. I'm gonna add the another GIF as well. Let's just get the other one. Hmm. Let's just see how. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, it's working. It's quite cool. All right, so I'm gonna add that over here. Good. We need to pick a few more. Let us see if we can get some more. So hmm, this is cool. Copy image address. And we come back here and let's see what the other one we have. Okay, we're left with the one image. I'm gonna get the other image as well. Okay, that's not that much better one. Okay, let us take this thing, copy image address, send it over here. Cool, save it. And our final web page is gonna look something like this. Cool. This thing is the image size are quite big, so we need to just rechange their division. So instead of it saying 500, it's fine. Height, let's take out the height from there and send all images to be about 300, not 3,500. That's going to be too much. So let's take out everything from there and let's keep it 300 as a width. Height, let them adjust by themselves, however their height is. So what's the other image we have? Okay, it's going to be 300. Rotation. Cool. So image is done over here. Did we get that for this thing? Yes. The other image. Okay. Save it. And let's refresh the page. Okay, now our web page is looking much better. Much, lot better. Cool. Now, coming back to the code, we actually need to get the CSS now working. So what I'm going to do is over here, on line number 6, above the body tag, I'm going to add a link relation equals style sheet. Now this is what we are going to do today. And type equals text slash CSS. Now you might be thinking, do you have to remember this thing? The best solution is just remember this line. It's going to be using this for quite a long time while designing the web page. Now link relation and style sheet type is text CSS. CSS stands for cascading style sheet. And href, now href is the location of that style sheet where you're going to save. The best ideal place to save that is with the same folder or same storage place as your HTML page. So I'm going to just write style.css and close it, save it, and open a new page, save it in the same place, that's my desktop, as style.css. You need to watch your spelling here so they get linked together. Cool. Now coming back over here, I'm going to open body tag and let's start customizing. Now my body, I'm going to have a background image URL. Let's just get an image ready for our background. I'm going to get one background from Google as well. Distance learning wallpaper. Can you get the GIF for that too? Okay, let me just see. Okay, this one looks quite really cooler to me than this one. Can we have a GIF? Just make a quite really quick animation. Okay, let's just take this thing, copy, and paste it over here. All right, Control S. Let me just say background. Yes, background size to be covered. Cool. Save it. And if I open my web page, that's this. And refresh this thing a couple of times. It takes usually a couple of tries to actually load the CSS. Okay, there we go. We have our CSS ready over here running behind. And it's kind of really too large for our computer to load. So let's just take out this line from there and keep it kind of creative and simple. So refresh this thing. We need to wait for a few minutes. Didn't I save this thing? Okay. Control S. Okay. Index.html, everything is fine. Let's go. That's a web page. Refresh this thing. That image is actually kind of really big for our web page, but it's still fine. It's still fine. It's still fine. If you want to change, yes, we can. And I'll prefer to change that thing. Something cooler. Maybe this. That's actually not education. Okay, now I'm gonna keep this one. From here, if I can find something. Okay, let's just take this thing. Copy image address. Let's come back to the code. And instead of making it kind of really complicated, let's just switch this one. Background image. Let me delete this thing with this. Control S. Refresh the web page that we have. It's gonna take some time to load that picture. We need to refresh a couple of times to get our actual picture ready. Need to give it a try still. Copy image address. Come back here. Let me get that code ready. Or maybe we didn't actually send it out there. Let me just send it back here. Save my web page. And if it doesn't load that way, we can again open the web page. Okay, and it works the same. It usually takes some time to load our picture that we want. Okay, it's over here, finally. Now you can get this one picture for whole web page or keep the tiles of it. I prefer tiles are looking much nicely. Now, the next thing that you're focusing is the heading, and the rest of the thing is quite hard to see, and that's where the designing begins. So remember on our HTML, like that over here, we have a division called header, and we're going to use it over here. So if you want to call a division to your style sheet, you just say hashtag and header, and then open the curly brackets. Give it the background. Let's give it a background color as black, and color of the text as white. So that makes for quick designing instead of focusing on one and one. And font family, I'm gonna keep it fantasy. You can have any font family fantasy, border style. I need to keep it like dashed, border radius 6px. Border, yeah, I forgot this. Border color is going to be red. Okay, and text align is equals to be center. Cool. Let's save this thing, and we'll see how does that look. If I refresh my web page, on top, still a couple of refreshes. Did we save that thing? Yes, we did. So we need to have a couple of refreshes then. Oh yeah, I have a problem over here. Oh, Control S, code is checked. Refresh this thing. Give it a couple of try. Yes, it's working. Cool. Now, it says distance equals learning and by me, but I actually wanted them to be in the center. So something might here have went wrong, and that is I added the quotation for center. Yeah, because I just got confused while teaching a lot of programming languages. I usually mix it up. So Control S, save it. And if I refresh this thing, yeah, again, couple of refreshes to get that in center. Okay, finally. I'm so sorry, this Computer is loading quite slow. So we have distance learning and center. You can change the font sizes if you want, but I want to keep it the same way. Now we have few other things, and let's just get that done. So we have a section, and for section, I'm gonna have a background color um, as yellow. Okay, and text align for whole the section is going to be in center. Okay, that's it. Background color yellow. All right, let's just give it a border. I'm just gonna copy the whole thing from here for this border and give it the color blue. Yeah, blue, yes, and not dashed. Let's keep it solid, or let's keep it dotted. Good. All right. Now we have an article. I'm gonna give it the background color as white. Okay. Text align. In case, just to be a kind of safe side, text align center. All right, and border, let's just paste that thing, and border color, it's going to be this time blue and solid. Cool. Now we have paragraph 1, 2, and 3. So paragraph 1 will have a color of red. Let's have color of green. Font family. I'm gonna keep for the first paragraph as Arial, and that's it. Just close that thing. Still, to be really kind of safe side, text align center. We don't need to do this thing. Okay, we are done. I'm gonna copy that thing and paste it a couple of times. So we have 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. Okay, now I'm gonna change it to the next paragraph will have a color of red, and the third paragraph is gonna have a color called blue. Okay, let's change the font families for each one of them. The next one should be in Times. The other one, let's keep it Comic Sans MS. All right, now we're done with the paragraph as well. Now the thing is the field set and legend. The field set, let's just keep the field set. Okay, field set and legend will have the same designing. So background, let's keep it the background color as white. Color of the text as blue. Text align to be in the center. And yeah, let's just keep it simple. Nothing more. All right, now the last thing is all the images, I want them to be float to the right side. Cool. Just add the semicolon, close this thing, save our web page, and let's see how our web page look like. Refresh this thing. Again, couple of refreshes. Maybe I can just close this thing and reopen it. Okay. All right. Let's just open our final web page. There we go. So does that look cool? So we have some images, we have pictures, and much more. We forgot to change the size for this. We'll do that later. So we have 3 paragraphs with 3 different colors. We have 3 paragraphs with 3 different font families, and kind of a good interface. So we have a website that looks like that with such background and such features. Hmm. Hope you liked it, and we still can even work a lot more inside it. If you want, we can work a lot more inside it. But in this lesson, I want to keep it like designing quite simple. We will be doing designing a lot more, so we can add our own music, we can add the sounds, the videos, and much more. But this was just about how far you can take the designing. So here we have a header and we have a section that is blue behind, and above that we have an article, and in the article we have all this text, and the text with different colors, different designings, and h3. So yeah, if you want to do it for the h3, you can just simply come over here and write h3 and put the pattern of this thing, the header. So let's just add it over here, control S, save it. uh, let's go to the web page, refresh it. It's gonna take some time to do that refreshing. Still, okay, there we go, finally. So looks good. So if you have all the h3 headings with such kind of designing at behind, that's good. Great. Now, this was about the basic of designings, and designings have been evaluated to kind of really, really great extent. And people right now are using a very lot of ways of designing, and it's just going to bootstraps, Angular, JavaScript, and much more. But we'll start with CSS, and we'll try to explore all the best possibilities with CSS, because CSS is still old, but still not the bad and the worst. At least we are doing. You to learn a lot of things through this thing. Now, I think that will be okay. You can see take a look at the code. The code looks like we have an HTML. That what we did in the first lesson, and we added such designings part by part. So we did for H3 the images and all, and the highlighting was just the divisions, how we use them, and yeah, that's it. I'm not into lengthy lessons, and I want to keep it straightforward, and I think it might help you. And if you have any questions, please try to ask me in the comment section below. I'm gonna stop the share and open my camera. Okay, so if you like that, please like, subscribe the page of the Kiddy Coders. And if you have any questions or personal questions regarding the lesson and about the code, please ask me in the comment section below. And I think that was that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. So I hope you liked it, and I hope I will see you again in our third lesson. We might start more into web development or pick another programming language for it. Okay, so thank you for watching our live video today, and yeah, we are good. We are good. We are good. So thank you, and I hope I will see you sooner. Till then, take care. Bye bye, everyone.